Public Television presents Lewis and Clark, The North Dakota Years.
They were now in what today is called North Dakota, which translates to land where the weather gods go ballistic, go crazy. October 14th, 1804, William Clark writes,
I wonder why his parents named him Merriweather. Were they trying to be funny? Most names you can shorten into a nickname, but I think he would have been offended if I called him Mary.
October 15th, 1804, Lewis writes, This country is remarkable. The only way it could be improved is if someone were to erect a huge fiberglass cow on the horizon. October 17th, 1804, they had settled into what now is called Mandan, and winter's chill would take its toll. Clark writes,
The next time someone comes up with the bright idea to go exploring, I think I'll suggest Jamaica.
When Lewis and Clark first met the Mandan and Adasta Indians, they realized they were not the first white men these Indians had seen. In fact, at the Indian villages was a man named Quentin Burdick, which name translates to one who stays in the same job for an eternity. Quentin Burdick was training pork barrels to the tribes. Perhaps the most important person they would meet on their journey was a native woman called Sacagawea or Sakakawea or Sakagawea, or for those out east, Sacagawea or Sakakawer or Sakakawer. This is a debate which rages on to this day. One thing that is not debated, however, is that she would have a huge impact on the journey of Lewis and Clark.
She's a very pretty woman, but she's scratching her head. I wonder if she has dandruff.
You know, about 150 miles to the west, there's a beautiful place called Painted Canyon. Canyon.
What did you say?
Painted Canyon.
As Clark surveyed the lands near the Indian villages, he wrote in his journal,
You know, these lands would be a perfect place to raise fish indoors. We could use these Indian mounds as a design.
William Clark complained often about the bitter North Dakota winter, and in testing the frigid air, he became the first, but alas, not the last white man to put his tongue on a piece of metal to see if it would stick. It did.
She told us that this very cold weather was not uncommon for this part of the country, and while it was not pleasant, it did keep the riffraff out.
They asked me what riffraff was, and I informed them that it translated to Californian.
Don't miss the next edition of Lewis and Clark, funded in part with a grant from the Archer Danielins Midland Exxon Johnson & Johnson Procter & Gamble Corporation. We own a little bit of everybody.